This is my second term exam. Well, in this case, we are going to talk about the company Heinz. So there were like 9 or 10 questions. So we are going to answer it. Well, basically, the Heinz company, it's North American company. It's kinda old company. It means that it's been for a long time in the market. So basically, the paper talked about how did it happen, because at the moment when the company started, the environment wasn't so dynamic. So, well, basically the point is that they start to innovate in everything, not only in their products, but in the internal part of the company, which means a lot in a company, because the workers are more motivated and also were more innovative about the ideas, and well, that really makes them a really good company. That's why it's been a long time on the market. So our first question was, in what ways has Heinz changed since adopting the new innovative culture? Well, like I said, new product ideas have been generated from numerous sources thanks to employee suggestions, brainstorming sessions, and work with customers and other external sources. A program of consumer research, they refined the full marketing program for them, and every new idea was made thinking about the consumer's needs and expectations. That's really important because they was focused only about the consumers and the consumer needs, and make easier the life of the consumers. Well, list 6 barriers to innovation in an organization. How would you go about removing each of these barriers? First, allow prioritization amongst senior management. Second, resistance to ideas. Third, for fear of failure on the organization, and over concentration on narrow financial targets, which were often a short-term nature, a feeling that the organization was not effectively listening the consumers, and feel there are not equipment with the necessary skills to innovate. Well, those was my 6 barriers that I found. How I will removing? Well, for example, allow prioritization among senior management, maybe making some activities that integrate the workers with the managers, that used to help make the communication stronger between those parts. Well, the second, resistance to ideas. It will help if there is a capacitation about the risk and the benefits that the risk could bring. fear of failure in the organization that would be helpful with the capacitation, like I said before, and our concentration on our financial targets, which were often a short-term nature. Well, that I think that is more administrative part, so it will be really helpful if we make an activity with the managers and make them some examples about how to make risk with financial risk could bring really good benefits. Well, there is 1,000 examples of that. A feeling was not effectively listening to consumers. Well, that is really hard because maybe it's like that. So, well, basically, I think that all of these barriers could help with too many activities and make that the communication be stronger. That is really important. What are the key differences between the approaches of measure and madness? It is possible for an organization to combine these two approaches effectively? Yeah. Well, measure is the conventional organizations who operate by using a range of detailed techniques for examining the past, present, and likely future performance of the organization. And madness is the creativity, policy, and new ideas will frequently be based on a agendaless listening rather than carefully planning. So those are two poles really opposite. I think that it's really possible to combine these two approaches, taking innovative decision that can bring risks, but with a previous studies, the risk of failure decrease. Why do you think Heinz has placed so much emphasis on creating time to develop big ideas? They realize that companies and the environment tend to change. In order for Heinz to grow and maintain the firm over time, they should evaluate themselves as a company and make some changes. They found several barriers of innovation, lack of creativity, and fear of failure that in general the company had. Three examples of step change innovation. What factors do you think were so important in helping the creativity, the step change? Well, my three examples would be the smartphone, the music apps like Spotify, and the online stores. The three characteristics are they always talk about the people's needs, analyze correctly the environment, they used something that already existed, improve it, thinking about the present and the functionality that the innovation will bring to the people. Consider an organization with which you are familiar. Does the organization have an innovative culture? Well, I'm currently working in a firm of lawyers for my required practice of the university. I've been working here for 10 months. It means that I'm very familiar with this company. I think that the organization doesn't have an innovative culture because the ideas always have to come of the lawyers or managers. If it doesn't come of lawyers or managers, it means that it's not a good idea. or is not enough. I know that I'm an intern, but it should be good because maybe we have a fresh or innovative ideas. The culture of innovation could be introduced by doing monthly activities and giving the possibility to the workers, like me, to listen the ideas. Let them know that all ideas are good and see that those ideas can, can be possible, can be done. Produce a short leaflet for shareholders explaining the importance of being innovative in the modern business environment. Well, at this moment we live on a world full of changes and movement. It means that the things every month change the functionality, always thinking about making us more and more available for live and our day or day. We can use an example of a person who lives with fear and used to be quiet, thinking, and things should continue as before. It means no change. The person will lose many things like time to make the activities or more difficult and probably more opportunities. For a company to get stock can also bring many disadvantages or even death. If a company does not have innovate and does not advance, instead of advancing and growing, it will retreat and become smaller and smaller until it will be closed. The benefits of innovating are the following. First, better returns derived from the possibility of producing differentiated goods and services. Second, they will have the necessary knowledge to respond quickly and effectively to the competitive threats of their rivals. Third, grow steadily, generate more and better jobs, increase salaries, and improve working conditions. The innovation does not only imply implement new products. We can innovate in the following ways. First are the connection with other companies or allies to create value. Second, change the way we make products or services, be different in the characteristics or function of our products or services, improve what we offer, change and facilitate the way in which our product or service reach our customer, change the presentation of what we offer. Some companies, like Heinz, not only innovate in their products, but it is also important to innovate the company internally. This means that we can improve the work environment, the deal with the employees, interact more with them in favor of the company. Something important to emphasize is the fact of innovating the culture internally of the company makes that the workers fulfill their task in a motivated way, causing that the results to be much better and productive. What can other business organizations learn from the recent process of innovation of Heinz? I think it's very important to encourage the creativity and imagination of the workers, not only because it helps us to be more innovative, but it makes the work environment improve and the worker feels more motivated and interested in the welfare of the company. What do each of the following business terms the context of the case study? Well, first, dynamic environment. It is changing environment which is not controllable. Second, year-on-year profit growth is a slow and safe change. Capital equipment. Gap analysis. They are tools in which the environment can be analyzed. Benchmarking is it's a tool like a gap analysis, which we use to help us with what to watch the current market. Organizational culture is a set of habits, attitudes, traditions among existing groups in our organizations. A step change innovation is developing new skills with a strong external focus. New products development is a create a new and different product. Virtuous circle in the business part is the power of innovate production. Human resources department is, well, it's a department which think about the favor of the workers. Well, I think those were my answers about the paper of Haynes. I hope you like it and see you in our next video. Bye!